We're going to do a tier list here for healing staffs. We're going to do the 20 to 40 scale. It's what I play most, it's what I enjoy, and it's my favorite scale in this game. So that's what this tier list is going to focus on. We're going to start right here. I don't think anyone's going to have any problems with throwing Divine, One-Handed Holy, Life Touch, Druidic, Iron Root, and Great Nature, and D. I don't know why you would ever bring one of these to that 20 to 40 scale to out healing. If you do, your Zerg's going to hate you. Everybody else is going to hate you. Like, there's no way any of these are better than any of the other Holy Staffs. So, again, don't bring any of these. Just don't troll your Zerg. First up, we got Little Sleeper, One-Hand Nature. Not great by any means, but it does have a couple use cases as a backline healer for if you like a permacomp or quick reset. It only heals 5, 4 if you don't count yourself because it heals 5 closest to you, including you. But SBI is making a lot of the targets of 5 go into 10, so I fully expect them to make One-Hand Nature 10 here coming up soon. So when they do that, it'll move up a few tiers, but for right now, I'm going to keep it in C tier. Still shouldn't bring it, but there's a couple use cases. Alright, next up, let's go to the wild real quick. It's not good. People love to say it heals more than Blight. Does it? Technically, yes, but it can be interrupted. It's got the whole cast time, so you have to stand still. It's just, for how little it heals over Blight, you don't pick up any of the other benefits, so just play Blight instead if you're thinking about bringing Wild. If you don't have the spec on anything else, sure, but spec up something else. Next up, let's stick with Nature. We'll go Rampant. It's a solid staff. It's got great burst heals, a lot more than people give it credit for, but in this 20 to 40 man, you don't get enough people on that carpet to really get that bonus healing for people being on it, so that holds it back a little bit. It's a good staff, nothing wrong with it. I think there's better options out there, but it's solid staff. I can't complain with it. Next up, we're going to skip our Blight for right now. Let's go Hallowfall. Hallowfall's been the staple forever. Its skill ceiling's not there, but the skill floor is really high. We're going to put it probably an A here. You can have an offhand, usually shield, miscaller, some people would eye secrets, weird, but whatever. It's going to get the job done. You get it immunity with your E, so you know if you have bad position or enemy hits you with something, you can get out of jail free card with that. It doesn't heal particularly better than any other holy, but it's safe, it's easy, you can throw anybody on it, there's no drawbacks, good staff. Alright, let's grab this Blight now. It's been a staple forever, kind of like Hallowfall, right? I mean, both of them have super safe E's. Blight, not as much as Hallowfall, it's only forced movement, so you can just walk out of clumps if you want, or get past wind walls, bedrocks. It's a good staff, did just get nerfed. That kind of hurt it a little bit, in my opinion. That's really what put it in A for me. Again, nothing wrong with it. Solid staff. Not many people will complain if you're on it. It does tie the user to your E because it's a channel, so you can't press gig or anything, but that's okay. Next up, we get this redemption, right? Recently reworked, so the orb bounce is an AoE heal instead of single target heal. It did just get nerfed, so it's slower bounce time, but that really doesn't affect it that much. It's still S tier. On top of that, SBI said, hey, you know what? Let's make it uninterruptible so there's nothing the enemy can do about it. The heals on this thing are just absolutely insane. It's 2 to 1 what a Fallen will do, which is the highest burst in the game, but overall healing, this thing's doubling it. Now, there's a lot of bad things that come along with this too, right? Like the skill ceiling is basically 0, because if once you cast E, well, you have no control over it anymore. And if somebody blinks away with your ball or gets bedrocked, well, your E's gone and it ain't healing anybody anymore. So there is bad things to it too, but just it's good. Next up, let's grab this Great Holy. People forget this staff exists, I think, or just have some hate towards it for no real reason. This is a good staff. Like, I don't really understand where the hate comes from unless people don't understand how it heals. Right? Channels in Albion start at 0. So it heals every 0.5 seconds for 2 seconds. So it actually heals for 5 ticks, and you only need 3 of those to out heal a Hallowfall. So if you're running a Hallowfall on your backline, especially after the nerf, why? This staff just heals for more and has a lower CD. Now, It's a little bit less safe because you don't have the iframe E, but if it's a backline healer, it shouldn't really be in that much danger anyways. Plus, I would hope you have a pot up. I'm telling you, drop your backline Hallowfalls, pick up a Great Holy. Lastly, the Fallen. There's a lot of misconception around the staff. I've heard PvE, I've heard it's too slow. All of it's not wrong for an average Fallen player. Floor is very low, which is why Zergs typically don't bring it, because your average Fallen player is much worse than an average Hallowfall, so just throw them on a Hallowfall and you get better results. But the ceiling on a Fallen is higher than any other staff here. If you can drop a Fallen and time it so that it hits the clump right when the pierces come through, right, you're cleansing all those pierces. You're preventing so much damage. And then on top of that, you have the highest burst heal in the game. You can single-handedly save clumps with this. If, like in some previous videos, you select their carving. When he presses Iron Will, he's coming. You have time to react. Like, it's not slow. There's ways to tell that they're engaging. This staff has saved so many clumps for me just by myself. Like, Focus is late, Feast CC'd, whatever the reason. You don't even need them. You have a cleanse in your kit, and you have the biggest burst heal. It's S tier. Let me know what you agree with, disagree with. Again, this is 20 to 40 man. If we're talking ZVZ, Rampant's going up. I'm sorry, it's just what it is. And if we're talking ZVZ, I'm probably pulling a couple down. But for 20 to 40 man, I like this list. I think a lot of Zergs are going to find some issues running Hallowfall here soon, especially after the nerf, when most people are just hopping around on its E like a rabbit. But I'm just saying, there's some good alternatives out there that are much better. I know, it's scary. Requires skill, requires some practice, patience, some learning. There's some different things you have to do, some UI you need to set up, but hey, it's part of the game. Have some fun with it.